Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. There seems to have been a little bit of controversy in the last probably 24 hours or 48 hours in the Pokemon world, where one of the greatest sort of market analysis content creators in the hobby, Danny Phantump, sort of brought out a video on sealed Pokemon investing. First of all, this isn't a video picking sides. It's really just presenting my point of view. And also, I wanted to say that I love watching Danny Phantump. Everything he presents from a market analysis perspective and everything he does for the hobby is amazing. Like, if anyone could ever get to that sort of level where, you know, the business that he runs and the YouTube channel that he runs, the amount of packs that he opens and everything that he does for the community and the hobby is just fantastic. This is certainly not a knock at anyone. I don't take sides. I don't do all that. I stay out of all that side of things. This is just simply my take on it all. Now, here's the first thing that comes to my mind. And it's funny because the only thing I will say is, I suppose it almost presented as a little bit of a mixed message, because in the past, Danny presented a lot of videos where he was talking up, you know, this is the rise we've seen from Sword and Shield products. And from his perspective, he really just presents the truth. He doesn't give any advice. Like, he doesn't go buy this set or buy that set. He just analyzes the market data. So no shade thrown in any direction whatsoever. However, here's my take on it, because I suppose from my perspective and this channel's perspective, not only do we look at some market data, but we also maybe try and give some advice on where to park your money. The first thing I will say, and my statement and position on it all, is when it comes to investing in anything, including Pokemon card investing, you know, things like patience, hard work, the ability to reflect on your decisions and learn from your mistakes is the key to anything. Like, you're not going to be successful in any industry or any investment unless you can do those things. Have patience, work hard, learn your craft, reflect on everything, and then learn from any mistakes you make. And I've made mistakes in the hobby, hence my position now on keeping things sealed, because I've made, I suppose, big mistakes where I've bought cases for 1,200 Australian dollars at 200 a box, and if I still had those boxes, they'd be worth $15,000, $20,000 each. Like, I'm talking EX series cases for $1,200, like Delta Species and Holland Phantoms. And back in 2010, I'm talking, you know, you could still pick up extra stock for $1,200 a case when, you know, the hobby was at its all-time low. So I've made mistakes, and I suppose my journey is probably the same as a lot of other people's, or people are probably coming along the journey with me. And the other position I want to take before I move into looking at some Sword and Shield products is, you know, the whole Pokemon investing side of it, you shouldn't be parking your life savings there anyway. It should really be 5%, maybe 10% absolute max, but probably 5% of your net worth or your investment plan should be parked into Pokemon. It really should just be a hobby. You know, if you've got equity in your house worth $500,000, if you've got shares worth $50,000, if you do the sum, 5% of your net worth, say $550,000, you know, it's only really a fairly negligible amount. What, $27,000? That still sounds a lot. Like, you can have a damn good Pokemon card collection for $27,000. So it should only be sort of 5% of your net worth, for lack of a better word. And another thing, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme, Pokemon cards. The hobby, in terms of, you know, COVID and other extreme events, has made it look like a get-rich-quick scheme, but it's certainly not. I don't think we should knock anyone that chooses to invest in Pokemon cards. And a lot of people that do choose to invest are also collectors in themselves. So they're almost enjoying the hobby for two pathways. I know so many people that buy 2 booster boxes of every set, one to open and one to keep sealed. And that's a great strategy, because not only do you get to enjoy opening a new set and maybe pulling a fun chase card that you've always wanted and filling binders up with some nice cards, but then you keep one sealed because maybe it could go up in value. And the only last thing, I suppose, the last point I wanted to make before I move into some data here is, you know, nothing's been performing that well over the last 9 months or 12 months even. And that was, I suppose, the point Danny was trying to make, is that over the last 9 months, most Sword and Shield sets really haven't moved. And you know what? He's probably right. And we certainly shouldn't jump on him for making those comments, because all he's going is, well, these are the numbers and this is the fact. A lot of them haven't moved over the last 9 months. Some certainly have, but a lot haven't. But you know what? Compare that to, like me, I've got some international stocks and some Australian stocks, and I can tell you now, they ain't performing too good over the last 9 months either. In fact, most of them have been going down south quickly and painfully. Whereas Pokemon cards, it's almost like the floor never gets really dropped below. And I know, Danny made that comment about the recommended retail price on Pokemon cards, Sword and Shield sets being $143. And, a lot of them are sitting at that price. But also, that's not the price, unfortunately, that a lot of us bought into them. Like, most people were buying in at $90 US or $100 US, or translate it to Australian dollars, $165 in some Sword and Shield sets, or $175 in some Sword and Shield sets. So, from an investing standpoint, you're really talking about where you bought in versus what you sell for. That's essentially how it works. Anyway, all that aside, my position is pretty clear. My position's a very strong one. I think it's a great time to buy Sword and Shield sets. Full stop. And I can tell you why by showing you, rolling through the graphs here really, really quickly. So the common trend over the last 9 months, and Danny was completely right, that they haven't really moved. And in fact, some of them have actually taken some little dips towards the last 9 months, or towards the last probably 1 or 2 months. And, that's for a lot of reasons. The RBA in Australia, that's the Reserve Bank here, just met again today, and we've had another interest rate rise, another 0.25%, another 25 basis points. So, times are only getting harder. Inflation doesn't seem to be slowing down. Everything's getting dear. Geez, going to the grocery store, far out, that's expensive. Like, just everything's getting dear. So I can't see things maybe moving for the next 6 to 9 months. So when I say it's a good time to buy Sword and Shield, I mean maybe over the next 6 to 9 months is a good time to buy. If you've got spare money now, I don't think it's a bad time to buy, especially if you're holding long term. If you expect to buy something now and flip it in 9 months, don't do it. Like, it's not going to be successful. But that's essentially my take on it. And let's start. So Darkness Ablaze, right? $136.56. And I'm going to roll through these relatively quickly. And all I'm really showing them for, I'm not going to go through the set and talk about the cards and what the best chase cards are. I really just want to show you those trend lines, like Danny did. Vivid Voltage, $133.80. Look at the trend lines as I roll through them. Battle Styles, $106.55. Chilling Rain, $147.55. Evo Skies, the big hitter, probably the only one maybe bucking the trend a little bit, but even this has stabilized a bit, $436.11. Overshadowed by Evo Skies, but the next nice set to come out, Fusion Strike, $145.66. Then we had the big Charizard set, Brilliant Stars, $138.38. Astral Radiance, $126.24. Lost Origin, $129.34. And finally, Silver Tempest, $117.48. Now, as I've rolled through all those, it wasn't about looking at them and analysing them each set individually, but it was about the trend line overall. And over the last 9 months, like I was saying, Danny is completely right. We have not seen much movement at all. So it's funny because when the Pokemon hobby was booming and things were rapidly going north, everyone was going, this is awesome, buy, 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 buy. Same as property. Like, some of the houses in my street sold for ridiculous dollars, and like, you're thinking, why would you pay that much? That's too dear. And now that, things have stabilized, or in some cases even dipped, people have gone, whoa, like, the investing side's dead. Sell your sealed cases off, save your money, use it for food and groceries and essentials and power bills. But you know what? Like, when everyone else is fearful of something, that's the time to buy. I'm still going to buy up Sword and Shield sets, particularly ladder Sword and Shield sets with the double bangers, which is old arts and trainer galleries. They are going to be good news long term. I don't plan on selling them anytime soon. I don't plan on selling them in 2 years. You know what? I don't care if a Lost Origin booster box remains at 100 and whatever it is, 130 US dollars for the next 6 months. You know what? It probably will. It probably will remain there for the next 9 months. Who cares? It doesn't matter. In 5 years' time, or 8 years' time, or 10 years' time, people will look back at Sword and Shield old arts and trainer gallery sets, and they'll go, wow, you know what? That was one hell of a good era of Pokemon. The artists, the textures, the cards, trainer galleries, the alternate arts were amazing. And we want to open a box as a streamer, as a channel, as an individual at home with the kids, and relive some cool times and pull some epic chase cards. And you know what? That's going to make those boxes worth a damn lot of money. I'm Michael. This is Pokeoz. Catch everyone next time.